Alright, guys, welcome back to another draft analysis. I'm Ace, and we're into game 3 of Team Secret vs Immortal. Okay, game 2, it was a pretty one-sided affair by Immortals. As I mentioned, they stormed the lanes, as in they stormed the early game, and then there was just no comeback mechanic on the lineup of Secret. That game was whoever wins the early game will just snowball, and that was exactly what happened. The only chance that Secret has was a split push from Farah, but even then, he wasn't farm enough to split push fast enough to make it a problem for Immortals. It looked good at some point, but it wasn't enough in the end. Immortals having first pick makes me think that they actually won the coin toss, and they chose to ban the Zeus here in game 3, sorry. And Secret they ban Iron Knight Stalker, leaving Venom in the pool. So Immortals, definitely they go for the Venomancer. Secret responds with the rubric for Yapsaw. Okay, so rubric here, it's been repeated a few times. It's very good against Venom because you Plague Watts is a very good spell to steal, and almost every other spell is either Poison Nova or the first spell is all very good for rubric to steal. And the Null Field is actually very good against the Venomancer's ultimate as well. Like you reduce your whole team's damage intake from Venom ulti. It might not seem like a lot, but it does play a part, I believe. And okay, so Secret they go for the second pick, Puck, probably for Fatah here. Immortals, what would they go for? They got a few options. They can go for the Spirit Breaker, they can go for the Winter Wyvern, they can go for the Jakiro even. So they have a lot of openings here they can choose to go for.
5 seconds remaining.
The Puck here is probably as an anticipation to a possibility Spirit Breaker pick by Immortals. Immortals played it on MP last game, and Secret had the Spirit Breaker. It's just a hero that is very hard to kill against a Spirit Breaker. Like it's very hard for the Spirit Breaker to kill a Puck. You can always just phase shift and then blink out, or like if he's going to cast his ultimate, you can just silence in time. So all in all, I think this Puck is a preemptive pick.
Team Secrets turn to ban.
Okay, so instead they go for the Lich. They're trying to change out the tempo and the playstyle a bit, going for a more defensive support on the Lich. They want to win their lanes even harder with already the Veno Lich, as their lanes are already shaping up to be a very strong.
10 seconds remaining.
When you have Lich in your draft, you always want to win at least two of your lanes, and then for the Immortal playstyle, when they win the lanes, they can just snowball from there. That's what they're probably trying to do now. I don't think they're picking it for the defensive aspect of Ice Armor against their tower. I mean, of course it does help, like when Secret is split pushing one lane and the Lich can go in Ice Armor, slow down the push for Secret, and at the same time Immortals is putting pressure on another part of the map. But if any team is... Immortal is a team that doesn't really focus on pushing, they actually focus on killing more. They don't really care about like... They're a team that don't go for kills into objective, they're just kills into kills into kills. So that's where they are very different. And this is also why Bounty Hunter worked out so well for them, which is what I was about to bring up. Secret, I was thinking they might actually look to ban this Bounty Hunter here in the second phase. They really ban away the Monkey King, targeting towards QO played a pretty good Monkey King last game, and I think they should ban the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, they did. It's just it fits Immortal too well, and they lost to it last game. They shouldn't risk elimination match going up against it again. Immortals on the other hand, they banned the Spirit Breaker. They are not planning to pick it up this game. And as I mentioned, both Puck as well as Rubric is pretty good against this Spirit Breaker. So Immortals, they're not looking to pick it up, but they want to take it away from Puppy himself. Immortals, they banned the Broodmother, and I'm very sure they're gonna pick Fabi's hero here. They already have a hero for Zubu, and they're gonna need a Persian 4 hero. What's left for Fabi here? There's Ayo is banned, Night Stalker is banned. There's two of Fabi's comfort hero. Puppy, he goes for the Chen. He has been banned against Puppy many times, but this time around is left untouched, and Yeah, Puppy decided to go for it. We haven't really seen Puppy's churn. He has always been banned against him. I think every game.
Turn to pick.
And they go for the Fabbies of Spirit. They mentioned they need to pick up his hero now because it's getting very limited and it's probably the hero that gives away the least information to Secret. Fabby is not really known for his Earth Spirit though, but
10 seconds remaining.
pretty sure that he can play it as well.
5 seconds.
Churn is very good against Lich, as well as Venomancer. Venom Earth Spirit is really good because the AoE combo, but when you have a Churn on the opponent's side, which Secret already have, the heal can actually negate all this AoE damage. And now they get the Necrophos, even more sustain on their team. So Team Secret is trying to go for this sustain route to counteract this AoE damage from Immortal side. Puppy should go for Mech as well as the Aghanims just to stack up as much heal as possible.
10 seconds remaining.
Chain Frost, Churn's creeps can work both ways against Chain Frost. Like the Chain Frost can keep the bounce constantly on the Churn creeps. And another way of thinking is the Churn creeps can absorb this Chain Frost damage. So it depends on how you look at it. It can work both ways. I would say it favors the Churn slightly more though. Like the creeps can tank the Chain Frost, and then when the Churn use his ultimate heal, the creeps are all back to full health again. Although Immortals have a Leech and they have very strong lanes at the moment, the lineup of Secret is actually pretty strong as well. Necrophos, a very self-sustained hero, they have a Churn roaming around that can help with multiple lanes. The impact of Puppy in the early game is going to be very important for the side of Secret to make sure they don't lose all their lanes. In Immortals, they go for the Bloodseeker, a hero that they have been very comfortable with. It just fits their playstyle.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Although Secret might be the better team in a normal game, but Immortals never let them play a normal game. They're gonna just play a super aggressive one again, and I'm afraid that Immortals actually got the game that they want right now. I think Immortals should ban the Meepo last. They lost to Meepo in the game 1, and I don't think they should be giving it over to Ace again. This time around they got the Chain Frost from Lich though, which can work pretty well against Meepo. But if Ace was able to play that like hit it in game 1, I don't think a Chain Frost would have mattered. Secret, their last man, they target the Pakla on 4F. A very reasonable ban. A strong laner can it fits the Immortals playstyle, and 4F is very comfortable with it as well. Will Immortals ban the Meepo here? I don't think they have a better ban. Maybe Ember Spirit, they can ban Ember Spirit here. Just because Mid 1 is so good on a hero, but yeah, they choose to ban the Ember Spirit instead. So we get to see an Ace Meepo. The other day when Immortals played Bloodseeker against Ember though, they did crush the Bloodseeker did crush the Ember in lane, so I'm not sure why they still feel that it's a concern to them. And they go for a last pick Zoom for 4F on the off lane. Yet another strong laner. Can eat the Churn creeps, which is really effective.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Will we see a Meepo? It's probably a one-trick pony and they won't bring it out again. But I think Secret really needs a very strong pick here to counteract whatever Immortal is going to throw at them. Okay, so what spells does Rubik have to steal this game? He has the Veno stuff. Chain Frost is always good. Bloodrite is decent. And I guess Doom. So there's decent spells for him all across. But there's nothing that's super major. Probably Poison Nova is the biggest, and Chain Frost. Okay, so Secret, they have 55 seconds to decide this last pick for either Mid 1 or Ace. They can't really pick a mini core because Bloodseeker will just crush him. But they can't play a solo core on the Necrophos as well. They're gonna have to pick something big here, because Doom will just crush a solo core lineup. PL wouldn't be too bad, I would say, but I haven't seen Ace play a lot of PL. Off mid 1 can play the PL though, so it's not too bad. What else? What else do we have here? CK? Poppy is really using all the time to think about this, because it's really a very important pick, as I said. They really need this pick to help them turn around the draft. Terrorblade. They go for the mid 1 Terrorblade. Okay. How good is a Terrorblade against this lineup? My only worry for him is the laning phase. Late game, he's definitely the strongest carry in the game. I mean, one's on the park, but it's definitely a lie. He's never gonna be playing the park. He's gonna swap it, I'm sure. Okay, back to the Terrorblade. His early game is gonna be rather difficult because of the amount of pressure Immortals can put on Team Secret's side. But it's really going to be down to Puppy. I mentioned it a lot of times. Puppy's job in this game is really, really important.
10 seconds remaining.
I really don't think they should put mid 1 on the park. It's gonna be terrible against the Bloodseeker. Are they really gonna put Fata on the offlane Necrophos and mid 1 on the mid park? That's a very interesting switch up though. It could be just due to the lanes, like they don't want a certain matchup. That being said, the overall game plan for Immortals is still the same. They're going to play very aggressive in the early mid game. They're going to take a huge lead if they can. And back to the point of the Chen needs to do a lot of work in the early game. If he doesn't, the favor is going to go to the Immortal side. But if he does, then he's going to buy a lot of space for this Terrorblade to come online, and Secret can go into the late game perfectly fine. Bloodseeker is not the best against a very farm Terrorblade, and neither is a Zoom or Gynomancer.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, so overall draft, both teams have their game plan, and it's down to who executes it better. Terrorblade is the risky pick here.
Set in stone.
I would say he can work. You can really work here because of how Immortals doesn't have the best high ground pushing strat, and as long as you can defend your high ground, because you got Fate Bolt and you got Park Up and all this to defend high ground, your Terrorblade can always come online sooner or later. But in a scenario where they are just way too far behind, there's just no chance of coming back actually. It's a very tough call in this game. I'm not going to commit on one team. I'm just going to say the draft is... Immortal got the kind of draft they want, and Secret is whether Secret can answer to it now. Yeah, that's all for Game 3's draft analysis. I hope you like it, and if you do, please subscribe and like the video. Thank you.